All right, welcome back. Bob Pompeani here until 11 o'clock with you at 412-575-2600. That's the number, the Bordas and Bordas hotline. We take your calls on all the top sporting events of the day and week. And that's what we're doing here tonight until 11 o'clock and every night. Steelmatic on Twitter. It's at KD Pomp. He says, I've never thought about it before you were asked, but yeah, the state championship should rotate like Super Bowls in the state of Pennsylvania. That would be exciting, and I think it would be fair, too. Let's go out to Dave in Homer City. And Homer City's going to be alive and well in Hershey next week. Hershey next week. A battle of Somerset versus Westmoreland County, right, Dave?
Yeah, that's correct, Bob. Thanks for taking my call. Just to answer a previous caller's question as to the location of the state playoffs,
yes.
I'm a PIAA football official.
Good.
And I know that the PIAA periodically puts up different locations across the state to bid on hosting the state championship games. And currently Hershey has the bid, and I know in the previous years they've had them at Mansion Park in Altoona. And the PIAA tries to pick out a spot where it's equal distance from anywhere in the state to try to centralize the location of the playoff games.
All right, Dave, you say a bid. So how often do you have to bid? Is it yearly? Is it 5 years?
I think it's like tri-yearly, about every 3 to 4 years.
And so that site then will get it for that amount of time, and then they have to rebid.
That's correct. And, they try to rotate it around. Like I said previously, they've had real good turnouts in the Altoona area, and the last time they were outbid by Hershey. So, the current agreement is with Hershey, and then when that runs out, they'll rebid and go from there. To
your knowledge, has Heinz Field ever bid?
I'm not aware of that being placed for a bid.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious how it works now. And thank you, Dave. That was great to hear from you, and I appreciate you because you answered a lot of the callers who had those questions tonight. Thanks,
right.
man.
Okay. Thanks, Bob.
All right, Dave.
Bye.
See, that's what you get here when you call the Nightly Sports Call. Dick in Huntington. What's up, Dick? How you doing?
Okay, Bob. Just wanted to call and say I just came from Mansion Park and watched Gateway beat Manheim Central. It was quite a game.
Went down to the last few seconds, right? Was there a field goal to win it at the buzzer?
Field goal to win at the buzzer, and I was very impressed with the whole team. And I saw them beat Holliesburg last week, and that quarterback did a great job tonight.
Yeah. Well, that's great for them, and it's great that 3 teams from here are going to be going there. That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you. Gateway, so who will they play now in the finals?
I think, let's see, they were the team that beat Coatesville, maybe, St. Joe's.
St. Joe's, yeah. Sure. I saw a score on that one.
That was 53-49, I think.
Yeah, it was like a basketball game. All right, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right,
I appreciate it, Dick.
Thanks.
Good luck over there. Let's go out to, well, we don't have another call right now. We're queuing one up, so we'll do that. 412-575-2600 is the number to call. In the meantime, got some Twitter reaction to all of this. So that's something that you didn't know. And quite frankly, I didn't know they did bidding every 3 or 4 years, according to Dave, our PIAA official who called in. Maureen Knowles says Quaker Valley is going to Hershey. Big night. And they are. What a story that is, to win a WPIAL championship and then to follow it up with an opportunity in the States. Not many people who follow that program thought that was going to happen after they needed to find a coach, and so they bring back a man who's been a Quaker Valley man through and through, hadn't coached, I think, as a head coach in 33 years, but he's done a wonderful job. All right, let's go out to Ken in Bridgeville. Hello, Ken. How are you?
Oh, hi, Bob. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for calling.
Oh, great. Hey, my concern is, it seems like Le'Veon Bell isn't getting any carries inside the red zone, inside the 10. It seems like when he almost scored a touchdown, they didn't go back to him. It was like a 1-yard touchdown pass to Jesse James. Then
that was a great call, by the way, because everyone was expecting a run.
The last thing was, it was like a 3-yard shovel pass to Xavier Grimble. Why aren't they giving Bell more chances?
Well, they are in a variety of ways. This past week they utilized him in the passing game. He had 12 receptions, which is something that he really did a lot of last year. He was one of those guys who did it by foot and by passing game. That's why he wanted more money, saying that he was both a wide receiver and a running back, which is not true. He's one position, and he does a lot in that one position. This is the first time this year he made a difference in the passing game. I don't worry about that. They've used him at different times. I don't think he has to carry the ball all the time. I think there's a way to do it, and I love those calls. The Grimble shovel pass, and I thought Jesse James the week before that was an outstanding call too, because not many people thought. They sold it well, and it worked. So that's what a good run game can do for you as well. Take a break, 412-575-2600. We have one more call? Okay. Let's go to Walton Hickory. What's up, Walton Hickory? How you doing?
Hey, good. I wanted to ask you about Jari and tomorrow.
Tristan Jari gets a 34-save shutout tonight, and he could very likely be there. You know, down at Wilkes-Barre-Scranton, one of the reasons why they sent Josh Archibald back today is conditioning, because they have 3 consecutive games. They do that a lot in the AHL. He's used to doing that one after another, using bus rides in between. So if he's used to that, he can certainly handle back-to-backs. Although, at some point, Casey DeSmith has to play a game. They have 5 games in a row coming up in Holm. This is the only set of back-to-back games yesterday and today. So I wouldn't be surprised if Casey DeSmith gets the call, and then they ride Jari all next week in those home games on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We'll take a break, come back with more right here live on Pittsburgh CW.